Hello, I am 若. In our last video, we talked about the phrase 待字闺中, which was used to describe unmarried girls under the age of 15. In modern-day Taiwan, people are considered adults at 18 and can marry, although they must be 20 to vote. In ancient China, girls could marry as soon as they turned 15, and most did so immediately. It was rare for a woman who was over 20 and remained unmarried. Now let's look at the idioms that describe older unmarried women. 云英未嫁. Yun Ying is a woman's name. Wei, 尚未, 仍未, not yet or still not. 嫁 refers to females marrying, emphasizing that she leaves her family home and enters her husband's family. The word 娶 is used for males getting married, indicating that the male's family is accepting the female as a new member. 她嫁了一个好丈夫 She married a good husband. 他娶了一个好妻子 He married a good wife. For same-sex marriage, we simply say 他们结婚了 They married. This idiom comes from a poem by 罗隐, a poet from 唐朝. 正纪云英，钟灵坠别时余春，重见云英掌上身。我未成命君未嫁，可能俱是不如人。Before we proceed, let's take a moment to understand the background of these two characters. Yun Ying was a courtesan. During the Tang dynasty, courtesans typically began their careers at age 15. If they were lucky, they would work for 5 to 6 years, earning enough money to buy their freedom or finding someone to pay for it. Luo Yin was a scholar who repeatedly tried to pass the imperial civil service examinations, but never succeeded in his lifetime. Now let's look at the story behind the poem. When Luo Yin and Yun Ying first met, they were both younger. 10 years later, when passing through a place named Zhongling, Luo Yin saw Yun Ying still working at the same establishment. Yun Ying looked at him in surprise and asked, "Did you not pass the exam yet?" Feeling sad for both of them, Luo Yin smiled and remained silent. Out of this sentiment, he composed this poem as a gift for Yun Ying. The poem roughly translates to, "The last time I saw you was in Zhongling, about 10 years ago. I never expect to see you graceful dance again. I haven't achieved success in my career or become a person of renown, and you are still unmarried. Maybe it's because neither of us is good as others." In the first part, we see that Yun Ying is still working the same job. The later part reflects Luo Ying's disappointment. "I still haven't passed the exam," alongside Yun Ying's unmarried status and continued in the same job. Yun concludes that their situation has not changed in 10 years because, in his words, neither of us is as good as others. In my opinion, Luo Ying's poem was intended to subtly satirize Yun Ying. Regardless of his original intent, today Yun Ying Wei Jia describes an older unmarried woman and often implies that she's inadequate compared to others, which is why she couldn't get married. Similar phrase describing unmarried females, we have 小姑独处. This phrase comes from the 南朝乐府诗《清溪小姑曲》。开门白水，射进桥梁，小姑所居，独处无郎。The poem's description is quite simple. It's about a house near a bridge, where opening the door revolves clean water. It's the home of an unmarried woman who lives alone. Is she waiting for someone? What's the reason she chose to live here alone? The song doesn't reveal these details. However, 小姑独处 later became a phrase used to describe an unmarried woman. 小姑, in ancient times, this term referred to an unmarried woman. As a term of address, it could also refer to a wife addressing her husband's younger sister. 独处 refers to living alone without a spouse. You want to say to a woman you are unmarried at this age. Are you somewhere inferior to others? Really? Then let me tell you a story. One night, my brother looked at me and said, 云英未嫁，就是这个样子吧。This is what 云英未嫁 looks like. I was just baking cookies at 11 p.m. What's the big deal? Are people who bake cookies during the day better than me? Is that why they can find the right person and I can't? Is that the reason? So, the idiom 云英未嫁 is harsh. Don't say it to anyone, or you might get a punch. Instead, use 小姑独处. This term simply describes a woman who has chosen not to marry. There might be personal reasons for this choice, but we don't know what they are. Let's see an example. 父母过世后，他为了拉拔弟妹长大，选择不婚。现在年过40了，依旧小姑独处。After her parents passed away, she chose not to marry so that she could raise her younger siblings. Now, in her 40s, she's still unmarried and lives alone. Okay, let's have a quick review. 云英未嫁, a pejorative term for older unmarried women, implying they remain single because of some defect or shortcoming. 小姑独处, a natural term describing an unmarried older woman who has chosen not to marry for personal reasons. Okay, it's today's video. I hope you like it and share your idea with me. Thank you for watching and see you next time.